Thank you very much. I now yield to the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Mica.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Paulson, you just spoke about some conversations with Mr. Lewis, and if I could just clarify, I guess Mr. Lewis claims that he first learned of the $12 billion financial loss at Merrill Lynch on December 14th, which was 9 days after the shareholder vote. Now, you just testified that he called you at that point and told you he was strongly considering backing out. Is that what you were referring to just a moment ago? Or was it a conversation later on December 21st when Lewis informed you that he was considering backing out because of financial losses at Merrill Lynch?
Well, we had...
There's two conversations, one earlier, which is shortly after their board meeting, when he first indicated, and a second time. Do you recall?
Yeah, there were multiple conversations. The first call was the first time I had any inkling of the problem was on December 17th. And that's when he called. And
well, he said on the 14th that he called you, and that's what we have information of. Then there's another conversation on the 21st that he was, again, very seriously moving towards getting out of the deal because of what he had learned, and he said that is when you threatened to remove him and the board of directors at Bank of America. Do you recall threatening him in one of those conversations?
Well, I don't characterize it as a threat. I clearly recall on the December 21st explaining to him that...
So you did not threaten him either to remove him or the board of directors?
No. What I've testified here today is that I sure explained to him that the Fed could remove management and the board of directors.
Well, you told folks that all hell would break loose if they backed out of the deal. Is that correct?
I didn't use those words, but I sure told them it would be a very serious problem and it would create financial havoc.
But there were backup plans. Were you aware of those backup plans? Did you disclose the backup plans or ever mention that you had any alternative to Lewis?
I don't know what you're speaking of in terms of backup plans.
Well, it's my understanding that you had information relating to possible backup plan by British regulatory authority, and that there were backup plans if, in fact, they didn't go through with the deal. You're not aware of any backup plans?
I don't know what
that was the only option?
I don't know what we certainly had we had our TARP, and we were low on capacity in the TARP, but I don't know anything about British.
Well, I have information here we'll put in the record. We've had recent discussions with BAC and ML Management who contend that they have the required shareholder support and are confident that a transaction will be approved with tomorrow's vote. If approval is withheld, ML will continue to have access to the various facilities and programs currently in place in the United States. Additionally, it is reasonable to expect that ML would be provided necessary support to preclude sufficient systemic disruption. Are you aware of that?
I assume people are just that you're talking about a board report where they're talking about access to Fed lines or the fact that we've got
from the Richmond Fed to the UK.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that.
You're not aware that, and you were never aware of any backup plan. The only thing, and you never threatened Lewis to remove him or his board.
You keep putting words in my mouth. I've now told you 3 times and told the committee repeatedly that of course I told Lewis that we would the Fed had the authority and could replace Lewis and the board.
So you did tell him that you had the authority to
I told
remove
that
him and the board.
I told him that the Federal Reserve could replace him and the board if he pursued the course of invoking the MAC.
And again, for the record, you were not aware, you're telling this committee you're not aware of any contingency or backup plans other than you're holding Mr. Lewis and the board to the deal that you wanted to impose.
I'm saying that my plan and my preparedness was to get ready with the support package when the company announced the earnings.
Mr. Chairman, I have some information contrary to what the witness is testifying, and I'd like to ask unanimous consent that that be made part of the record.
Without objection, so ordered.
Thank you.
Right.
Yield back.
I yield to the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Quigley, Congressman Quigley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Paulson,